Welcome to this Introduction to Blockchain Technology lesson presented by Coding Bootcamps. This is blockchain use cases. Just to recap information about our instructor and what we have learned so far. So far we looked at the regulatory environment for blockchain. We looked at cryptocurrencies. We looked at smart contracts, and we looked at distributed application development. We also looked at the blockchain network, and we looked at the hashing and blockchain mining, blockchain types as far as public and private. And now we're moving on to blockchain use cases. So financial services will always be a good use for blockchain. There are going to be more use cases for blockchain, but we're going to discuss some that are classic uses, which will be very good, interesting use cases for a long time to come. So many financial services firms and central banks are already working on blockchain projects. Blockchains can provide settlements in a less expensive manner. They can also, there are also several projects for security settlements, and they can also provide, we talked about this, services to unbanked populations, so less expensive transactions and even micro transactions for many populations throughout the world. Cyber and network security. So blockchain, the design of the blockchain can also provide important network security. So we know that the data on a blockchain is immutable and the blockchain is resilient. So these two attributes make it a great cybersecurity solution. And a blockchain is a distributed network, and it's less vulnerable to attack. So we talked about resiliency. We said how a blockchain runs on a distributed network. And on blockchains where all the nodes are the same, if one node goes offline or one node has a problem, other nodes can step in and take their place. So it is very highly resilient. So a blockchain is highly available. If a blockchain is attacked, those nodes that are under attack can simply be disconnected from the network, and then the network can continue to function. Entertainment is also a great use case for blockchain. So video files, music files, image files can be encoded. Blockchain-powered with blockchain-powered file formats to ensure artists and others are receiving the right compensation. It ensures all parties are credited and paid. Ethereum already has file formats with metadata preserved and cross-checked for consistency at all stages. Energy, particularly the decentralized energy retail market. So this is a way of being able to get paid, transact and get paid for unused energy. So any excess energy can be sold to other customers, and customers can make payments on a blockchain using cryptocurrency. And supply chain. We all have heard about the how blockchain is a great use case for supply chain. It is true. Walmart is currently using Hyperledger for its supply chain. Supply chains are usually made up of independent, disparate vendors with a common customer, so they have that one element in common. Other than that, they're probably just as happy not to share their data or any of their processes with their fellow vendors. The vendors only share some of their data, what's relevant to the customer. And all participants in the supply chain can input the required data, including locations, lot numbers, deliveries, with only visibility to the end customer. So the transparency of the blockchain makes all the data on it readily reportable, traceable, and verifiable. And if a problem is detected, again, it can be traced back to a particular lot or a particular shipment. Law enforcement. Enforcement is a great use case for blockchain. The immutability of the blockchain makes it ideal for things such as evidence tracking, and also chain of custody. Blockchain can also provide immutable diaries or notes of the steps taken during investigations. And the transparency of the blockchain also provides advantages to the legal system. Identity management. So, when it comes to identity management, there are many solutions offered. Identity metadata and attributes can be hashed and stored on a blockchain. So, births can be registered. Licenses, again, can be managed on a blockchain. Other identity information could also be available, and when needed, only shared to those who need it. So your identity can become an asset. So very, very similar to the way that we're able to send a Bitcoin to one another, we can also send identity information to a particular user. Election and votings. So a blockchain can be a fair, inexpensive, secure, and transparent voting system. So in this particular case, each elector would have one vote token per office on the election. So if there's a congressman up for election, a mayor up for election, and a U.S. senator up for election, that would be 3 tokens. And then when ready to vote, the elector would send the ownership of his or her token to the supported candidate. So to the candidate for U.S. senator, to the candidate for U.S. Congress, and to the candidate for mayor. The blockchain would instantly tally the votes in real time, and the votes can be reported on at any time. Also, fundraising. So we talked about this as far as ICOs. So the ERC20 is a standard for smart contracts on, well, it says the Ethereum blockchain, but this can also be used on other blockchains as well. So we can tokenize assets, and the assets can be sold in a crowd sale model. This approach is called an initial coin offering, or ICO. ICOs are, well, the regulation is a little unclear, and firms are cautioned to consult an expert in ICO regulation before offering ERC20 tokens. Personal data and user attention. So if you go and look at the Brave web browser, it's a blockchain-based web browser and uses tokenization. It uses an Ethereum token, an ERC20 token called Basic Attention Token. So Brave creates links between the user, advertisers, and content creators, allowing interactions by token. Brave prevents advertising, but allows users to view only the advertisements they want to view. So this sends valuable information back to advertisers. It also gives a lot of options to users. So we are, in this case, the Brave browser, and please look it up, is tokenizing user attention. And then users receive payment in a cryptocurrency called BAT, Basic Attention Token, for their attention to advertisings. And advertisers do receive the data that the users have viewed. Record keeping, so the immutability and the permanence of the blockchain is great for storing deeds, licenses, birth and death certificates, marriage certificates, certificates of insurance, much more. Many times, what the difference between prosperity and poverty is paperwork. There are several examples around the world where one part of a village has a home, a deed for a home, and those the residents of those villages that have a deed are more prosperous than the sections of the village where the residents there do not have deeds to their home. And blockchain can very efficiently and easily provide that record keeping to make the populations more prosperous. Internet of Things. So as devices are connecting to the internet, and then we don't even know, the IoT is considered to be greatly insecure because on these devices, nobody nobody connects to our Wi-Fi's. It just happens for us. And So therefore, you can use a blockchain to help these devices log in. So the devices on the Internet of Things are vulnerable. So blockchain applications provide ways for the IoT devices to log in and also disconnect. Users are able to store information on Ethereum or other blockchains using private and public keys in order to access the IoT devices. Loyalty programs. So this is getting very, very popular. So loyalty points can also be tokenized. The blockchain loyalty applications provide greater flexibility, greater fraud protection, reduced program costs, increased availability, and other advantages if they want to make the loyalty tokens redeemable from other sellers. They can do that, and then you can get data actually on what your customers are doing, or the issuers of the loyalty points can get data on what their members are doing by tracking where the tokens are redeemed, so they can get a better understanding of their customers. Healthcare data. So healthcare data is always it's always a difficult subject, but it's another natural use case for the blockchain. Patient data can be secured on Ethereum or many other blockchains, and then it can be made available to physicians and other healthcare providers. Simply, just like we send an asset to another user on the blockchain, we can do the same thing with our tokenized healthcare information. So we can send it to hospitals and other insurance companies, and we can also make our profiles visible as well. We can share that. And again, it is in the blockchain is unhackable and immutable. Smart cities. So there are blockchain applications that enable smart cities. So turning the lights on when it gets dark, managing traffic lights. So many cities have smart city programs. So the blockchain can provide for smart cities in a very efficient manner. Settling disputes. So we see this more and more. Blockchain applications can validate ownership, and they're secure, and they support digital signatures, very transparent, timestamps. So the blockchain has all that information permanently recorded. So blockchain applications can greatly aid in settling disputes. Advantages include saving public money and saving the individual's time and aggravation, saving courts time. So the summary of what we talked about: blockchain provides advantages in banking and securities transactions. The tokenization use cases: ERC20 for fundraising, please take a look at that. Entertainment and supply chain use cases. Basic attention token in the Brave browser, please look this up, brave.com. I think you'll like the browser at least. Record keeping, voting, Internet of Things, loyalty programs, healthcare. You will see blockchain solutions. Maybe you won't even know there's a blockchain behind many of the solutions that we'll soon see in the future. Please view the assessment and complete the assessment. And again, for more resources, please consult your learning materials. For more training, please consult your learning materials. Thank you.